the partial hip replacement. And after I did that, I couldn't cheer and dance on a competitive level. And so once I got into high school, that was in the 10th grade when I went to high school. I know some of y'all probably think that's weird. I went to high school in 10th grade. I was homeschooled in 9th grade. Then I went to actual high school in the 10th grade. And so in the 10th grade, I was kind of disappointed and sad because I couldn't cheer and dance with my friends. And I had been knowing these people since I was like 6 years old, some of them. And so I couldn't cheer and dance on a competitive level anymore. So my cousin asked me, do I want to try out for our school team? And I was like, I don't know, because I still miss competitive cheerleading and dancing. I don't know how it's going to be on my hip. I went ahead and tried out and I made it for the team, and I was ecstatic about it, and I could cheer again. Even though it wasn't competitive cheerleading, like my heart was still with cheer, even though I couldn't do it. And I was on there from 10th to the 12th grade, and it was fun. I made new friends and I got to wear a uniform again. And that was all when I was still at St. Jude. Once I hit the 12th grade, it was really strenuous on me. And I was hospitalized 3 times out of senior year. But hey, I still made it to graduation. I still graduated number 9 in my class. Number 9. Like, thank the Lord and thank my grandma and my mom and my dad and everyone that helped me make it to the 12th grade to graduate and receive my diploma. And God placed an awesome family in my life. And they have helped me every single step of the way. And I just want to thank and praise God for them. Every single one of them. And I'm just so grateful for them. But first, I'm grateful for God, and I don't know where I would be without Him and my family praying for me and cheering me on by my side. I thank you all so much. I'm trying not to cry again, so let me blink my eyes. So, okay. Once I graduated, you would think it was all good, because I understood what I was supposed to do. But it wasn't. It was not all good. By freshman year of winter. And so that's when it kind of went down. And then I was in adult care. So I had to pay for my own medicine. I was responsible to drink my own water, because all my life I heard my family say, have you drank your water? 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 My sickle cell warriors, you know what I'm talking about. They'll ask you all day long because they care. And they want to make sure you have the best and you get the best out of life. January 2016, sometimes I have like a little sharp pain in my back. And it never go away. And that's what happened that morning of sickle cell crisis that I had at school. And so it did go away once I made it into my class. And I think that day my first class was English. And so after English, I started having a headache. Like, it was like in my temples. It was hurting or maybe it was around the perimeter of my head. I can't really remember, but I remember having a bad headache. And I was just walking, and I was trying to just play it off and everything, like nothing was wrong with me, but I knew something was probably wrong with me. And I had to sit down. I needed to sit down and rest, but no, I wanted to follow my friends and walk around and go to the cafeteria and wait for them to get their food and then sit down and everything. Like, I should have sat down when I had the headache. So once we all sat down and got our food, I just started having this bad back pain. This really bad back pain. And I think it was in my hips and in my chest too. And so, like, it was kind of everywhere. And I'm not sure which one I didn't do, which if it was not take my hydroxyurea every single day, or if it was not drinking enough water. It's kind of a mixture of both, and plus the cold. It was like really cold that day. And so I started to have pain, and after my hip surgery, I would always begin to have pain in my hips. I would have it in my back, but I would have it in my hips then. Ever since I had that hip pain back in like the 7th or 8th grade, before I found out I had AVN. That time I found out I had AVN. And so every time I have a sickle crisis, it will start at my hips. And so I left my my first class. I had like an hour. Listen to this. So I had like a whole hour in between my next class. I started to have very bad head pain and back pain, and then it made its way into my hips, and it was downhill from there. And so my cousin and I went to the same school, and so she came over to, I guess, just check on me to say hello. That's what she thought she was gonna do. But and my best friend was sitting right across from me, and she was telling her what was going on, and I was sitting over there trying my best to hold back tears, like, and the pain got to where it was unbearable, and like, I really didn't want to cry in front of my friends because I had never had a sickle cell crisis in front of anybody. And I've always had it in front of like my family and like the doctors and nurses. And so I had just taken some ibuprofen to help with my pain. And when my cousin came over there, the pain was so bad. I asked her, like, do you have any ibuprofen? Because my back and my hips are killing me. She went ahead and called my mom and told her to pick me up because I was in excruciating pain. And so the type of friends I have there, they're the best. Once my mom got there, and thank you to my cousin to call my mom. I was still trying to make it to my second class in the midst of an excruciating sickle cell crisis. I was like, I'm trying to make it to my second class. If I could only make it to my second class, I could just go into the hospital afterwards. Maybe it'll stop like it did this morning, but no. It didn't press up. It didn't slack up. As my mom got there, I had to walk all the way through the cafeteria. It wasn't that big, but it was. We were sitting kind of like in the back to the side of the cafeteria. And so I had to walk out. They tried to carry me out, but I wouldn't let them. What good friends I have. But once we got outside, they helped me down the steps and they helped me to a car. My parents were trying to debate to see if they were going to take me to Methodist University or to Methodist Germantown. Methodist University always has a long wait, so they were like, no, we're not about to risk it at Methodist University. We're just going to take her on to Germantown. They asked me a bunch of questions, and they finally got me back to the ER. And there was like literally nobody in their ER. It was maybe like 3 people, and those 3 people weren't being seen. So I just went like straight on back. Thank the Lord. It gets worse before it gets better. So the doctor or the nurse that I had that was in the ER, no, I think it was the nurse that I had, because the doctor, he was good. The nurse was good too, but she really didn't know that much about sickle cell. And so she really didn't want to give me a high dosage of medicine, because the nurses and sometimes the doctors that don't know that much about sickle cell, they'll label us as drug seekers because we need like a very high dosage of pain medicine. And I'm looking back at it, I understand, because they didn't want to overdose me, or they didn't want to give me too much pain medicine. But if I'm in pain and I'm screaming and crying and I'm rocking back and forth, it could be some pain medicine. Some more pain medicine. Give me the pain medicine I'm asking for. Like, I know my body better than you all do. I know what I need more than you all do. But they just don't understand. They finally decided to give me the pain medicine. The doctor told them, give it to me, because I was in so much pain. And I was screaming and crying uncontrollably. And I had never been in the hospital, like a patient in the hospital, in the ER of an adult care. And I'm used to just having my room to myself. And they had like a curtain beside me. And I felt so bad for a person that was in the other side of the room, because I was screaming and crying to the top of my lungs. Wherever you are, sir or ma'am, I'm so sorry.